how you can get into the permanent resident visa. The first thing that I want to say about this topic is that it's hard. It's not impossible.
卒業ビザや永住権をお考えの方は必見です。皆さんこんにちは、SOL留学です。今回は日本人の方からのお問い合わせが最も多い職業の一つであるチャイルドケア、保育士について移民カウンセラーであるナモさんにお話を伺いました。今回はチャイルドケアコースの卒業後のプランについてフォーカスしてお話をお聞きしますので、卒業ビザや永住権をお考えの方は必見です。それではナモさん、よろしくお願いします。
Hello, my name is Namo Kim. I'm migration agent, and then I'm working for the SOL Edu and migration. Today, I will talk about the early childhood education, and then especially once you complete your course, I will explain how you can get into the permanent resident visa. But the first thing that I want to say about this topic is that it's hard. It's very hard to get in the PR actually, but many people believe it is impossible to get a PR through this pathway, but we still helping many students to getting the PR through this pathway as well. So before we start the explanation about the PR pathway, I want to emphasize that you must understand about the occupation first. So the childcare related occupation, there are many different occupations under the Australia, the immigration occupation list. So the popular one is the teacher, early childhood teacher, and then the other one is childcare center manager, and the last one is childcare worker. So if you complete only diploma study in Australia, then you cannot be a teacher. So I'm not gonna touch about the teacher because teacher require the teacher registration and then require at least the bachelor degree in teaching area. But for the childcare center manager and then childcare worker, you can be based on your diploma study in Australia. But most of the visa option, it requires work experience and you have to pass the skill assessment. So if you have very long experience in your home country in the child care center, also you have some higher qualification in your home country, then maybe you can have some visa options with child care center manager occupation, because based on your home country qualification and experience, you may have a job in Australia as a center manager, childcare center manager. But from my experience, more than 95% of our students doesn't have that much experience and then related qualification in home country. So that's why they usually come to the Australia for the diploma study or certificate 3+ diploma study. Then they just come to us to ask about how to get in the PR. So today's topic will mainly focus on those cases. So if you have completed 2 years study in Australia for the diploma course, then what you can do, this is a start point. So people who complete the course in childcare sector, especially diploma of early childhood education and care, then they usually apply the graduation visa under the GW stream. So under the previous session that we already discussed about the graduation visa method, so you may understand about what is the requirement and then how you can get into the graduation visa. So for the childcare case, yes, you can still apply the graduation visa based on your diploma study, and you can simply pass the provisional skill assessment through the ACECQA. It requires your vocational placement and your qualification. Then you can pass the provisional skill assess, and then you can have the 1.5 years graduation visa. So after graduation visa, let's say again, if you cannot be a center manager, you have a very limited visa option. to get a PR. The first visa option you can prepare is 494 Regional Employer Sponsor Visa. But this visa requires you have at least 3 years working experience as a child care worker, especially at the group leader level, lead educator level. But as you complete the diploma study and then you have only 1.5 years graduation visa, but the visa requirement is 3 years work experience. So that's why this visa option is very limited, and I can say it's very hard to move to the 494 visa if you don't have any work experience in your home country. But TSS visa can be your possible options. But many people understand what is a TSS visa, but I can simply explain. TSS visa is a temporary skilled shortage visa. So they have to find the employer, and employer must sponsor the student, and students finally can apply the work visa. So under the 4 years work visa, if applicant and students meet the 3 years ongoing work in that employer, then they can apply for the PR. However, many people ask me, child care worker is not under the occupation list for the TSS visa. That's true. But we have another options. So that's why these days I'm talking a lot about the Dharma. Through the Dharma, you can still apply for the TSS visa and then moving to the permanent residency. Then what is the Dharma? Okay, so that's why even though you complete the course and apply for the graduation visa and you prepare the Dharma requirement for the specific area, then you can move to the TSS visa with the Dharma arrangement, and then later you can apply for the permanent visa. So again, the TSS visa is employer sponsor visa. So means you must find the employer in that area to sponsor you. To prepare these options, you must clearly understand about how those Dharma is different. As a child care worker, you have to prepare if you don't have long experience and qualification in your home country. But you still can prepare the visa for the TSS through the Dharma arrangement. So there are many different Dharma, but Northern Territory and Cairns is quite popular for the child care worker because Northern Territory require you to have 1 year experience. Even part-time is okay. But Cairns, you have to have the 2 years full-time experience, but they accept the experience from the certificate 3 completion date. But the important thing that you have to find the child care center in their area, then their area have to sponsor you. It's not easy, so that's why from the very first time that I said, it's very difficult, not easy. But again, it's not impossible. You can still make it. But you should understand about the Dharma requirement and then your current employment situation. Then you calculate and you draw your timeline and plan. Then if you meet the requirement, then you can move on. So it's very important you get the professional consultation about your future visa. But anyway, from this seminar, I want to say even child care worker, you can still have a chance to apply the permanent residency in Australia by using the Dharma arrangement. Okay? So this is the end of my presentation. So if you have a question, then we will move to the Q&A session then. Right? Yeah. We will move to the Q&A session and then I give you the answer for your specific question. Thank you.
はい、まずチャイルドケアで永住権を取得するのは難しいですが不可能ではないということですね。では今お話しいただいたチャイルドケアで永住権を目指す最もポピュラーな流れを簡単におさらいしていきましょう。 まず専門学校やテーフなどで計2年間のチャイルドケアの学位を取得します。それからスキルアセスメントにパスし卒業ビザを申請します。この卒業ビザは 1.5 年ですね。それからダーマと呼ばれるアグリーメントがある地域で雇用主のスポンサーをもらいます。そうすると雇用主スポンサービザを申請することができます。ここが一番難しいところですね。この雇用主スポンサービザを申請する条件は地域によってあります。学位や職業経験の年数など地域によって違うので、ご自分の行きたいエリアの条件をしっかりと確認していただいて、卒業ビザの間に就業経験を積んでおいてください。最後に無事に雇用主のスポンサービザが下りたら、同じ雇用主の下で3年働いてください。そうすると永住権のビザが取得可能になります。ナモさん、ありがとうございました。それでは今お話しいただいたことを踏まえて質問コーナーに移らせていただきたいと思います。まず1つ目の質問ですね。日本の保育士として働いた経験や学歴があれば、オーストラリアでチャイルドケアのコースを勉強しなくても直接スキルアセスメントに行くことはできるのかという質問です。
The visa option is very limited. They definitely cannot go to the graduation visa, right? But if they have enough experience, they can directly go to the TSS visa under the DAMA arrangement, right? So under the DAMA arrangement, the skill assessment is a bit different with the other skill assessment for the permanent visa. So it usually assessed by the beta sys. So yeah, definitely what the students first do is that conducting the beta sys to apply the DAMA skill assessment. Based on their home country qualification and experience, and if students can have the positive outcome, then yes, why not? They can do whatever. But important thing, they have to find the employer.
ありがとうございます。
Yeah.
では次の質問ですね。クイーンズランドで保育士として永住権を目指す場合、職業経験は卒業後はフルタイムではないといけないのかどうかという質問ですね。
Very good question. It's a quite common question to me, but again, we should understand the DAMA arrangement in specific area first. Northern Territory only required 1 year experience based on the part-time. Then they can simply prepare everything during the graduation visa, so you don't need to much worry about it. However, the Cairns DAMA required full-time working experience based on the 38 hours for 2 years.
Okay. So can the student have 2 jobs and part-time and part-time?
Yeah, they should be. They combine the equivalent to the more than 38 hours. Then it's kind of a full-time. Yeah.
ありがとうございます。では最後の質問ですね。スポンサーをもらっている間、一時帰国しても大丈夫なのかどうかという質問です。
Yeah, but it's about the employer, the contract, based on the contract, right? But I cannot say yes or no, because if your employer doesn't want you to stay longer, the away longer than 1 month, maybe they cannot stay in Japan for more than a month. But let's say even though in specific situation that you come back to your home country for 6 months, but if your employer happy about it and come back to the Australia and continue to work, then still can apply. But TSS visa is only 4 years. But under the 4 year, you must continue to work 3 years under your employer. Then you can move to the permanent visa. So you have to well managing about the employment period.
Thank you. That's all for today.
Alright.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you.
最後まで動画をご覧いただきありがとうございます。 チャイルドケアについて質問がある方はぜひコメント欄に書き込んでください。SOL留学では無料でカウンセリングも行っておりますので、お問い合わせもお待ちしております。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。ありがとうございました。